Right, recording whenever you're ready, go for it.
Give us your names, boys.
This is our idea, well it's going to be our idea, this is Life's Not Out There to Get You. I'm John Newton.
I'm Brandon Massey.
I'm Adam Osborne.
I'm Callum Taylor.
So, the characters, what we're going to be choosing, we've already found some actors who hopefully will be playing them. Paul Bogrick to play Adrian Jackson, who's going to be the paedophile. Philip Davies, who's going to play Nathan Watson, the paedophile hunter. And Daniel Paul to play Ben Davies, the also paedophile hunter.
So it's going to start off where you're just going to see loads of sampling shots of the city, basically around where he works. So we're going to shoot that in Manchester, hopefully. So just get some shots around there, some like tracking shots, some slow motion. And then the second scene will be sampling shots of the office where Adrian works. And then this is going to carry on with the same scene where you're going to see Adrian at his desk as just a standard normal guy. You can see his name tag on the front to show who he is. You're going to get some close-ups of his phone, and then his co-worker is going to ask him about his recent relationship, and then Adrian's going to show him his phone, show a picture of her, but the co-worker doesn't know that he's talking to an underage girl. And then next it's going to be Adrian's going to walk home from work whilst texting the underage girl, and then it's going to open up in his bedroom where it's going to be like, just chilling out, watching TV, and then his phone's going to beep, and he's going to get some text off the young girl, and then he's going to walk to the bathroom, and then you're not going to see anything, you're just going to hear like the sound of the camera being took, and then he's going to start taking pictures and then sending text to the underage girl, and then go to the next scene. And then after he's took the pictures, and as soon as he sent the pictures, it's going to go on to the eyes of the paedophile hunters, where it's going to be Ben and Nathan there, tracking loads of different paedophile hunters, and then Ben says to Nathan that he has one, which we could easily expose. And then whilst they're there, Ben shows Nathan all the text, so he's going to scroll through all the text, and it's going to be, you're not going to really see the pictures, but it's going to just go through all the text, see what it's sending, and then Nathan tells Ben to print it all out and get ready for tomorrow, because that's when Adrian tells the underage girl that he wants to go meet her. And then the next scene is going to be a split screen of Adrian getting ready whilst Ben and Nathan are getting ready, and they're all going to go to the same location. And then the seventh scene will be Adrian at the location on his phone texting an underage girl, and then at that point Ben and Nathan are scouting out the area to see if he's actually there. When they find out that he's actually there, then they all regroup, basically explain to each other what's going to happen, saying that Ben's going to say to Nathan that the police are already on the way. And then the next scene is going to be a kind of a POV GoPro shot, so it's like you're actually there. It's going to be Nathan and Ben walking up to Adrian, and then they can have all the information with him. And then when they go up to him, they're going to ask like who you are. Are you Adrian Jackson? He's going to say yeah. And then they're all going to question Adrian, ask why he's there, what's he actually doing there, is this him? When he says yes, then they're all going to question him about what his plans actually were if the young girl actually did turn up. And then whilst all this is happening, at the end, the scene's going to end with Adrian actually being took off to the police station.
The target audience for this is obviously going to be for children aged 13 to 17. We don't want to show anything too graphic because obviously it's for young kids, so we'll obviously blur out anything that shouldn't be shown. Won't show any gore, anything like that. With the idea we've chose, which is paedophilia, we need to make sure we show everything about it because we need to raise awareness to the children, like the bad sides of it and stuff like that, and obviously to let them know that if they cannot get involved in this because it's obviously really bad. And our main objective for our production is to show the target audience actually how dangerous and serious this is, and we don't want anyone to go through with this, and we need to show that these people actually do exist and they shouldn't be messed with. The location we're going to be using is his office. This will be at the start where it will show Adrian working, and he comes here on a day-to-day basis. This will introduce the character and give the audience a bit more information about him. Another location will be the street. This will be where he's walking down, going to meet the underage girl, but this will be shown briefly because it's not really that important. It just creates an eerie atmosphere leading up to him meeting the girl. And then the bedroom, this will be a crucial location because this is where he starts sending messages and pictures of himself, and this will show the dark side of Adrian and show the audience his secret. And then a busy area, this will be like the main part. This is where Nathan and Ben go and confront Adrian and ask him questions, and we'll use somewhere like Stockport or Manchester because it's a busy area. And yeah.
So the visuals we're using will be showing the life of the paedophile who is Adrian. This will include his job, his family and his lifestyle. The film will open up with an establishing shot of his office and a mid-interior shot of Adrian working at his desk. When he's finished his day, it will go to a tracking shot of him walking home. We could also use a mid-shot and long shots too. When Adrian walks into his bedroom, this is when the mood contrasts and the mood contrasts to a dark and gloomy look to portray to the audience the dark secrets of Adrian's life. We will also use low-key lighting to help build this atmosphere. When it comes to scene 7, where Adrian is waiting to meet the girl, we will show extreme close-up shots of Adrian's face to show the nerves and fear within him. We will also go to a POV shot of when Nathan and Ben are walking over to confront him. This will create a lot of realism between the audience. Overall, at the start of the production, it will come across as a bright start, and then it will slowly, the mood in the film turns to show the audience the sinister side of Adrian.
The sort of sounds that we're going to be using are going to be intense. The reason why is because it's an intense thing to talk about. So when there's you're going down to confronting kind of thuds and bangs and stuff like that to fit wherever the serious point may be. And then other sort of other effects could be winds, thunder effects, something like that. Vehicles, stuff like that. Siren sound for the police. Phone effects, like phone beeps and sounds notifications, and people walking, and also sensor beeps, so when people swear, and also tapping and the rattling sounds. And then also we have soundtracks, but I'm not sure which one just yet, but it's going to be an intense sort of one or the way they do creepy one, something like that.
That's it.
Okay, I really like the way that this is kind of a documentary reconstruction type of thing, going GoPro out on the street with it all shaky cam, after being so serious throughout. I think that's going to really hook that young audience. And you saying that these paedophile hunters are quite big viral hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a chance that they've seen them anyway, so they know what the highlights are.
Yeah.
No, I think it's good. It's where that turning point is. You've got the turning point of them both getting ready, haven't you?
I thought the turning point would be that in Adrian's mind that he thinks that he's actually meeting an underage girl, but in the realism of that is it's just pretend.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not actually an underage girl. And then the turning point could also be when Adrian thinks that he's waiting there to meet an underage girl, and all of a sudden he's been confronted by 2 guys.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Sheila, have you got?
Yeah, I got some comments. I was a bit confused, okay, on the way you're featuring the male as the pinnacle, the history to the male and what he does and whatever. And then you've developed it now a little bit more with the explanation with John's questions about viral hits. Because I got the question mark about the hunters. Okay, so who are these hunters? Which you just described. Who are they?
They're just people who try and take matters in their own hands.
One of them was when actually kind of molested when he was younger, so he's trying to make it not happen to us.
Right, because that nowhere in that presentation was that explained anywhere. You see what I mean? I'm not sure whether the police would like that angle about the public doing it themselves, to be quite honest.
Okay.
I'm not sure, as I say, where your researchers, if that exists, which, you know, I'm sure it does, whether how your research would back that up to say to the police, okay, the police are sat here and you're suggesting that people take the law into their own hands.
Because it shows because it could be anyone, and then they could be on an online thing, and if the police don't know, it could be anyone who's walking by the police, could be anyone out there.
Yeah, we know that, yeah. But what I'm saying is that I'm not sure on the angle of the hunters doing this undercover work as to whether or not it needs to be the CID doing it or the police doing it, if you're going to have people doing undercover work. Because we can't get a true picture of it, can we? The outcome, you can't get a true picture of it because these 2 people are going to turn up to this man and they've got no evidence, have they? So
yeah. Because he's been texting for Adrian's been texting.
Adrian being your character, who's the man, the paedophile.
Yeah, he's sending texts and then they're gonna print them off. They're gonna basically print them all off.
Yeah.
And when they actually go to Adrian themselves, and it's gonna show all the evidence, and then when the police come, it's gonna give them all the evidence, show it.
Right. Now in there, did I miss it? Because I never had any of that. The words when the police come.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
Right. So it depends on what stage you involve the police. I think there's a bit of a grey area.
Just go to the end.
Yeah, just shows it's a bit of a grey area from the point of view of.
Yeah.
Just back up your research. Go on. There being what point?
This is the scene where the hunters actually confront Adrian.
Yeah, got that.
And then whilst he's talking to Adrian, trying to get all the answers from him.
Yeah.
The police are already on the way, and then the end scenes. Then the end scene will be the police actually, talking to Adrian, asking if we've got any evidence on him. Then they'll give the police the evidence, and the end scene will be Adrian being taken into the police car, took away to custody.
Yeah, yeah. And what research evidence have you got to support that this might actually happen?
There's many. There's loads of YouTube channels online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Type in the hunted one.
I mean, you were showing me this footage, and it was happening in the UK because that was my concern. This was going on.
This is what I got, the inspiration by. Because it's these people who, one of them's got molested as a child, and then they all have teenage girls.
She says she's 12, look, as I said when we first spoke, I'm 12, it's not putting you off.
It's they all have teenage girls themselves,
To another one
and then they're thinking that the person who, say that guy's talking to a 13-year-old girl, he doesn't know that could be his daughter.
Oh yeah, we know
So
it happens in paedophilia and whatever. It's just the fact of.
Yeah. You've been online grooming her?
No, I haven't myself.
Yes, you have. Look, all the information's here. How old are you? 14?
Yeah.
Where you staying? Sorry. You knew she was at school, she keeps telling you she's at school, yeah?
Yeah.
Transport supervisor, are you?
That's me, yeah.
What company do you work for?
Johnson, Mustard.
Who?
Johnson's.
Johnson's?
Yeah.
Are they local?
Yeah, but all.
That's a picture of your cock.
Right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this, mate? You've got a boy in there.
Stupid.
You've even said to me, you've been speaking to me the whole time. You told me
that you couldn't come down and see me because you couldn't get a babysitter for your boy. You was going to come a fucking kid.
Right, you might have parents when I know it's when you've got.
I understand, mate.
Stupid, I've been totally stupid and all that.
Mate, this is more than stupid. This is a bad day for you, my friend. This is a very bad day for you. I mean, you've online groomed us. You've had us perform sexual acts on ourselves. Why are you doing it, Paul?
I've been stupid. I'm being stupid.
You've been more than stupid, mate. We can't go through as much, but you've been on it for weeks, months. I mean, I've been talking to you for nearly 2 months.
Do you find children attractive?
No, I don't.
How do you find a 13-year-old attractive?
I'm
You kept
sick.
on telling her, look,
I've been sick.
I think
Yeah.
you're a hottie, you know? That's your own words, you're a hottie. You wanted to have sex with her.
I would never have met anyone who wouldn't do it.
But you was going to come down there. You supplied your telephone number to one decoy, and then you arranged for another decoy to meet up with another decoy so you could come down to London.
Could you
to
do
have
somewhere
sex.
else with parents in the house?
Well, we asked you to come back here, that's fine.
Mate, we don't want to cause your family upset, but it's not us causing it.
I know.
We've come from London to do this.
Right, I don't totally understand.
I really think you're sexy. This is a 13-year-old child. How can you say to a 13-year-old child you really think
We're going to
she's
see a car,
sexy?
mate.
What's that?
Get the car over there.
No, stand there. Was there a problem standing there?
Yeah,
Or?
obviously the parents are not being foolish and make me feel sick.
Have you done this before?
No, I have not.
You've never groomed a child before? You've
Never.
been arrested before?
Never really.
Because this morning you are going to be arrested for online grooming.
I mean, here, mate, you put in, I'll get condoms when I come down to see you.
Yeah,
Get some
okay.
sexy thongs, mate, so I can take them off. I'm
The
trying
thing-
to, listen, this one, look, I'm trying to talk my parents into taking my son to the caravan.
Yeah, they did, but I didn't go down. Asked my mum and dad, they went to go.
Yeah, but mate, what you're
But
trying
why
to
are
do
you
is...
making accusations like that you would come down? You
Yeah.
actually said it, you know?
Would you like that? Would you like to think so?
I'm just looking for outside.
I want it arrested.
What for?
We've been talking to young kids online.
Been what?
Talk to young kids online.
Been what? Do what?
Talk to young girls online. 12 and 13.
Oh, Paul, will you come in here then?
Can we not do it in front of the boy? We don't want to do
I
it.
don't want you to do it in the street.
Fair
No, we were
enough.
doing it while there's no
You're
one
not
around at the
coming up
moment.
with things
Come in,
in the
please. Can we put a...
Okay. It's alright, I'm interested just how long's it on for this?
It's finished.
So are these people these hunter type people?
I don't know whether
Or are these the police?
No, these are the
Public, general public, just like capturing them really.
But then they give all the evidence to the police
Yeah,
that they've
supposedly.
collected.
Yeah.
that's what's in the hands, and they're highlighted, you know.
Mm.
Highlighted it all.
The other thing about the information you get in there, and again this is all about justifying whether in fact that is real. You see, you're watching that and it's good, you've done research, but who knows whether somebody just hasn't made it all.
There's
Question
loads
mark.
more though.
There's loads more,
Yeah.
yeah, I know there's loads
There's
more.
other people doing them as well.
Yeah, there's loads more, you see, but this is the thing with evidence from the point of view of courts of law and police, if you see what I mean. So my question, you're showing me good examples, but we can't actually vilify as to whether that is accurate information. It's like on the news, when mobile phones are used, and sometimes they use mobile phone footage, because they did it once of a raid on a boat somewhere and whatever, when it was going to spark off a war. And they were saying, well, we can't verify that this is not staged, that this is actuality, that this is what happened. That's what I'm saying with that footage that you'll watch. You see where I'm coming from? I'm not disputing your research, you found that out there, but whatever you found out there, there's no way of vilifying its authenticity. Yeah? Just out of interest.
Yeah.
There's that fact, that fact with ethics and whatever we're looking at. Now, from the point of view of your story, and if we're presenting that as something that the police force might want to take forward, is you might want to ask them, or suggest that there might be a different twist, is that if it's not hunters, if that's the accredited word for them, is it?
Yeah.
That people understand that, okay? If they're aware of hunters, would they like to have it portrayed as undercover police? Do you see what I mean? In the story you're giving to the children.
Yeah.
Yeah? Because then it adds some credibility more credibility because it's the police force doing it, because they must do it all the time. They expose paedophiles all the time, don't they, by having undercover agents in circumstances and doing exactly that. And are they
that'd be classed as entrapment, though, surely.
by the police?
Yeah.
Well, that might be, because we're doing it in a different way. Because the reason I was going to say is whether or not that stand up in a court of law is because you haven't had a meeting. You haven't seen the meeting. It's all just fiction. There's no real evidence, because it is exactly what you're saying, entrapment. So whether or not, and this is what I'm getting at, whether or not that is any use to the police, because it wouldn't work as a system for getting a criminal locked up, John. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I mean, when these guys present to the police next week, they'll learn more about being able, what the grey area is and what.
Well, that's why I'm saying, when you present next week, when we've got it, you already have that in mind. You've got this as an example, or if we want the case to go forward, we could portray it with undercover police doing the same role, yeah? Where you're aware of this grey area, as opposed to being students there who aren't aware of the grey area. Because police would need more evidence than what those people are showing.
Yeah.
And again, like you say, it's entrapment and it's set up, and in a court of law, I'm not a judge, but in a court of law it might not result in anything. So you just need to have that little bit of an option built in there. Because they probably would need evidence of a meeting with a real, which they use girls who perhaps look a lot younger than they are, and they're actually 18, because that's what they use in the police, isn't it? Because they can't use real underage, sort of like bait, as they call it. But very, very good. You followed it through very, very well. You're looking at it from the point of view at the male who's doing the chasing, as opposed to the female who is, and it could be a boy, of course, it could be a boy, not a girl, which might be a change, in the sense of making it even more complicated, isn't it? And very, very complicated, very complicated. Lots of shots in there that perhaps you might not need to make it shorter, because even when you're telling us, because what's the timeline we've got to go with? About
10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah. Even though a lot of those things you talked about could just be given in one shot, couldn't it? 3 or 4 seconds, shot of an office, shot of a phone, shot of whatever. A lot of it, though, is phone. Whether or not that's going to engage the audience, because a lot of it is just a man looking at his phone. When you're thinking to visualise what you're seeing, would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, so good idea, good showing it through, but it might be a little bit static on screen with what you're seeing.
Well, I was thinking of like, I don't know what film is it, but like they do some shots where it's like, someone's typing,
Yeah.
and it has like, on the side of the screen, like, some like visuals of that person actually typing out the message,
Yeah.
sending it,
Yeah.
and then like on the screen it says, alright, they've got a notification or they've got a text message.
Yeah.
You can actually see him open them up, text him back.
Yeah, but you do
something
that.
like
And I think actually John's comment this business about GoPro, which you only suggested, I think at that stage, wasn't it? GoPro, sort of like more of a shaky feel to it.
Yeah.
Is probably do that throughout. Have it very, very sort of like
Documentary style,
rough
off
and
the
ready,
wall, yeah.
off the wall, rather than try and make it into a film drama, because that suits that. That again would have that little bit of an edge, wouldn't it? Into making it more sort of like you're there in the moment, which would tighten it all up as well. Because visually, what you've got to think about is engaging the audience, who are the young people, and from the point of view of research from paedophilia, what good research you've got there, that clip, as I say. But you see where I'm coming from about verification of it, whether it's staged, even that stage, who knows? There are very, very strange people out there who do all sorts of strange things. But from the point of news that's been reported that might have been BBC, ITN type news, paedophilia, what research have you got on that?
So that is more, it's becoming more popular, apparently.
And have you looked at any cases in particular?
No, it's on the YouTube on them videos.
Yeah, but are the ones from ITN or BBC?
No.
Right, so you haven't got anything that's been reported in the news on newspapers
No, not
that
really.
you've not looked at? So you haven't seen that case where a young lad was groomed and then he was battered to death? That's been reported in the news?
No.
No. you probably need to have a quick look at what's been reported in the press that is the actuality of how horrific this is.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, because it is a very, very sensitive point, and you just need to have a look at, because again, we're thinking of girls, and that one I'm thinking of, can't think of the last time. Have you seen it in the press, John? That one about that lad, that young lad?
Yeah, all I can get out of my head at the moment is it's like an adult peep show. How are you going to film it? So you can film it POV, styling, keep on looking at his phone, keep on taking a picture of something, seeing a picture, carrying on with this conversation, doing this, doing that.